Good evening, everyone. We are live at 5 on Wednesday. How's everyone doing? Happy New Year. I usually like to start, I wait a few minutes. We had 23 people register for this training. That means everyone is ready to grow their businesses. So I'm going to wait a few minutes for everyone and see who's going to log on. When you log on, go in the chat, say hi, let me know where you're from. If you're new, let me know you're new. I know we've had a few members kind of join and want to build their businesses. I see 3 viewers in there and I'm looking for the comments. So hey Candace, how are you? Hi Pia. Hi. Pia is Sarah, everyone. Sarah is my community manager and she helps me get information to people and keep everything in check, and forget, make sure people don't be spamming in the group. Hi, Christine. Christine, how are you? Hi. So yeah, so I see 6 viewers. So 2 people are not saying anything. Hi, Katrina. Happy New Year, everyone. Can you believe it's 2024? I can't believe it's 2024. I can't. I cannot believe it is 2024. So this is a really cool topic tonight. But I first want to ask, who's ready to kill their business this year? I know I am. I'm ready to kill my own business. Kill it in a good way, not kill it in a bad way. And I love a new year because a new year, there's so much to be thankful for one, right? We all have the opportunity to grow a business, in America, in Canada, wherever you are. We're the land of opportunity in this continent where it's completely up to you and it's up to what you do with it, right? So it sounds like an awesome idea, but it also can be a scary idea when you don't know if you're running the business the right way. So anyone feel like they don't know what they're doing sometimes, right? Almost like you feel lost. I bet that's very, very common. Like you're in this alone, honestly, right? So it can be scary. It can be very scary being an entrepreneur because you're responsible for everything, right? So, for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, my name is Cheryl Hasher. I'm a maid service owner, and founder. I started the business myself, solo cleaning, right, with no cash flow, with just a caddy and a mop. I tell everyone the story. I took my own company from zero because I was the founder to 700,000 a year and growing. I have been where you are. I know what you go through, and I can say I've experienced the good, I've experienced the bad, and I've experienced the ugly, right? I didn't buy my business with a set of instructions. I built it from the ground up. I have failed more times than I feel like I have succeeded. And I can tell you the failing part is actually more important than the growing the business part. Why? Because you're going to do it more, right? If you don't have a guide or a mentor, someone to kind of hold you accountable and help you, there's going to be a lot of failing in your business, right? There's going to be a lot of trial and error. Some things are going to work, some things are not going to work, and you won't know if they're going to work or not. So you need to take a chance. And that's what everyone's afraid of. Everyone's afraid of taking a chance and failing, right? Well, guess what? You're going to fail. Get over it, right? The problem is, right, is where everyone gets stuck and doesn't, people don't make moves. They think it's being safe, not making moves. So they stall on making decisions. Sometimes when you stall and wait and procrastinate, it can be extremely detrimental to your business. Sometimes it even ends up where you have to close your business. You cannot wait too long to make decisions, right? Because business is all about making decisions. It's all about moving forward. And if you're fearful of making decisions all the time, you're going to get stuck, you're going to get frustrated, and you're eventually going to quit. And I don't want to see any of you quit. Right? I have coached people that have quit because they waited too long to get the help, right? And it's too much. You know what I mean? They just, down yonder, they just end up, they're too far gone. They're too mad. They're too angry at what's going on because they left it too long and they didn't make the right decisions, right? So you have to remember, I work with a lot of people, right? I work with 99.9% of cleaning business owners. Every once in a while, I'll work with a different industry like junk removal or like real estate, something like that. But for the most part, it's cleaning business owners. So you have to be fearless a lot of times, and you have to be open-minded. And sometimes people just can't seem to do this, and that becomes a gray area. So in this training today, we're going to explore the counterintuitive idea that failure is not just an inevitable part of the entrepreneurial journey, it's actually a necessary catalyst for scaling your company. So let's reframe the word failure. Okay, so by reframing that word failure, the big F word, right? It's a valuable learning opportunity. So we can uncover your hidden potential and pave the way for sustainable growth in your cleaning business. So let's redefine it. If you want to write this down, you most certainly can. Redefining failure. So what's the first thing you need to do to redefine it to make it not so scary? Okay, the first thing, you have to embrace a growth mindset. You have to put your fears away, and you have to embrace growing. Okay, so you want to look at challenges as growth opportunities, right? I looked at COVID as a growth opportunity. I didn't look at it scary like everyone else around me closed their business. I looked at it as a growth opportunity, right? So you can learn something if you think of it as a growth opportunity and not as a setback. If you're reframing how you're defining it, right? It's easier to scale, okay? So I'm going to talk about Candace. Candace is on the call tonight. Candace is one of my clients in the Drop Them Up and Scale program, and she's going to be moving into the mastermind soon. So Candace was burning up a ton of labor. This is a real story. Burning up a ton of labor by using a certain product in her house where she had to dust everything 3 times. So she had to go over everything, dust everything 3 times in the house to get all the dust. It kept flying around and everything, right? So I showed her my way. She cut off at least 20 minutes in each house. Now, she runs in teams of 2, so that's an extra 40 minutes in labor on each house that she was paying out. So if she's doing 6 houses a day, 8 houses a day, think of the money. Think of that labor that you were paying out that you could actually be keeping as profit in-house, right? So she put more money in her pocket, right? That simple tweak like that can make a huge difference in your business. And I don't know that until I actually look at your business and see where the bleed is. And that's one of the things I do. So also, she was having a hard time getting new clients because of this problem. Her rate was a little on the high side because it was taking them so much longer in the house to do. She knew she had to cover her labor. So now it's having a domino effect. Not only is she paying out more labor, she was having a hard time getting clients because she had to keep her price so high, right? So it was all, we kind of had to like look at it and examine it and analyze it, right? So now she fixed this issue, and she's not only is she, how do I say this? Not only is she profitable, she can go out and have new clients now that sign up with her company and not be outpriced. Okay, does that make sense? So you have to go through the muck to get the money. You have to try things. You can't be afraid to try things. You have to look at the overall picture, okay, to really get the bird's eye view, right? If she didn't take a lot of my training system for cleaning techs and implement it, right, she would still be having the same problem. But here's what's so smart about Candace. She was open to change, right? She really wanted it. She embraced it, and now here she is profiting, okay? She's able to take vacations and see her family when she needs to. She's trained her teams to clean without her when she needs to. She had a recent medical emergency in her family a couple weeks back. She had to take off to a different state. She was able to leave the state and go see her family while her company still ran. She still brought in profits without her there. That is the magic, ladies. The time is the magic, right? The time is the magic, and that's what we're all out. That's what we're all wanting in life, right? So she's doing awesome. She's amazing. So sorry, I hope I don't embarrass you, Candace, but I had to brag because I'm just so proud of you. So another thing that's hard to swallow as an entrepreneur is criticism. Constructive criticism, right? You have to look as an opinion or criticism as an opportunity to grow, okay? Seek feedback, right? Criticism as valuable input for your improvement. Look at a complaint from a client as a stepping stone to get better, okay? To train your teams better. So many of us will look at a complaint as a negative thing, and although it may be, it is all the way your brain reframes this for you, right? So, for example, I had this client. The girls did an amazing job in the house. They didn't get the neck of the toilet. You know, the inside, we have to take the brush, right? They kind of didn't do it that great, right? So she was all mad about it, right? The woman was like, the house was like, looked amazing, she said. However, the toilet wasn't done. When she sent me pictures, the toilet was done. It was just the neck of the toilet, right? So she's being whiny on me, right? On the phone. And I'm like, okay, right? Did she complain? Yeah, she complained. Was she being a little bit whiny? Yeah. If that one piece is bugging her, chances are if it's happening in someone else's house, it's bugging them. Okay? So instead of me looking at this like a negative thing, I sat back and I said, okay, how can I learn from this, right? I look at this as a teaching moment for my staff. Now I need to go back and I need to say, ladies, make sure you're getting the necks of the toilets with the brush. Okay, I'm looking at it completely different, so now my brain looks at it different. Okay, getting the inside of the necks with the toilet brush, then we won't have anyone complain about it. So we fix that problem and we move on. So instead of being negative and saying nasty things about the lady or whatever, you know what I mean, you know how we all get sometimes, right, when we get complaints, we solve that issue and we move on. So understanding how a positive attitude towards failure or a potentially negative issue is going to foster resilience in you, and it's going to change your attitude. Does that make sense? So it's hard to beat someone, ladies, who doesn't quit. It is hard to beat someone who doesn't quit. So be that person that doesn't quit, right? Someone that doesn't quit is dangerous. You know why? Because they can't be beat, they can't be stopped, right? People like this view setbacks as comebacks. They reframe everything they look at. So when you view a setback as a comeback, you cannot be stopped. And that's the difference between people that succeed and people that quit. That's it. It's black and white. There's no gray area. That is the difference. If you dig your heels in and you say, damn it, I'm not going to be stopped, look out, because you won't be stopped. It's the whiners and the complainers and this and that, right? Those are the people, they probably should go get another job, right? I'm just being honest, right? But when you change the way you look at things and you view a negative as a positive and how you can grow and learn from it and move forward, you've tripled your chances of success just in that one moment. So if we shift the way we look at things, right, or reframe things, this is how everything starts to get easier. Is this making sense for everyone? Let me know if this is making sense. Say make sense so I know. So don't view a certain failure as a negative thing. View it as feedback, okay? So shift the perspective on failure from a negative outcome to constructive feedback, right? So instead of feeling all down and out, and this business doesn't work attitude, and I can't get anyone to work, and you're crying and everything else, right? Look at it like this. Okay, that thing didn't work out that well, or that employee didn't work out, that well. Break it down, analyze it. Why? You're looking for the why so you can learn from it, right? If something isn't working in your business, change it. You have the power to change it. No one else. It's no one else's fault where you are right now, but your own. That's it. You have the ability to change things because you're the boss. That is a powerful thing, and sometimes we don't get that. We get all wrapped up in the poor me thing, right? You're the leader. You run the show. You're in charge. You're in charge of everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. You're in charge. You put yourself in that position, Now you got to put your big girl pants on and you got to be in charge, right? And sometimes being in charge isn't so fun. So think of it as you're just getting feedback along the way to get better at what you do, right? So stop complaining. We're going to get back on the horse. Tomorrow's a new day. It's the only way you're going to scale your maid service. You got to get tough, ladies, right? You got to get tough. It's okay that your new hire didn't work out. It's okay, right? It's okay that you lost 3 clients in December. How many people lost clients in December because people are having money issues, right? It's okay. I did too. I think we lost 5, 6. Guess what? I went out and I replaced them all in 2 weeks. That's it, right? It's all the way you think of it, right? It's okay, okay? It's okay that your staff broke a microwave plate that cost $65 to replace. That happened to me. It's okay. You're gonna move on. You're gonna fix the issues. You're gonna move on, right? Don't cry and whimper over it. So I had to go to that girl and I have to say, when you take the microwave plates out of the microwave, everyone has to hold the plates with 2 hands. Are we clear? If you're gonna clean it in the sink, that's fine. It's gonna be held with 2 hands, right? You don't want to have $65 mistakes making glass. That girl did it twice. She's no longer with me. She did it twice. So those are small issues, right? You've heard me say this before. You are the CEO, and as a CEO, you are the master problem fixer. You fix problems, right? CEO, founder, fix problems. You fix problems every single day, and every day there's going to be something else. So the more problems you fix and the more you fail, the more it's not going to feel like failing. You guys with me? So this is what you signed up for when you opened your doors. You fix shit. You're the boss. That's what you do. You run the show, right? And you create jobs. Do you know how important that is, that you create jobs for people? You help put food on the table. You help them pay their bills, right? To be able to afford to have children. That's what you do. That isn't going to come without a little turbulence, okay? It's you have a big job. Your job is bigger than going out and getting clients and stuff. You're creating incomes for people. Like, that's a massive thing. And you all should be proud of yourself, because not everyone can do that. You are all a big deal. Now, I'm encouraging you to view failure as a necessary part of the learning process. As a boss, as a leader, as a CEO, it's all the same thing, right? Of your maid service. So now let's talk about this. So let's talk about building a resilient culture in your office, okay, in your organization. So not only is it crucial for you as a leader to have a resilient mindset for yourself, but you need to build the same mindset within your teams. If you have that, you have power, and I guarantee you, you have your freedom. So how do you foster a safe environment for your teams, right? You have to discuss this with kid gloves, right? Discuss the importance of creating a company culture that embraces failure, okay? That doesn't take the ruler and start hitting people on the hand with the ruler, right? You don't want to do that. When one of your teams gets a complaint, one of your staff gets a complaint, how can they learn from that, right? Don't yell at them. I do what's called the reverse Oreo cookie, okay? The reverse Oreo cookie is the cream comes first, the dark, yucky cookie part is in the middle, and then the cream comes last. So the cream comes first on the top, and that's where you have to talk how great they're doing, how they're a team player, how they always show up on time. The cookie part, you slip in the constructive criticism, you say it in a fairly fast thing. Say, is that something you could do for me? Could you, kind of make sure you're doing your walkthroughs as a team lead to make sure you're catching everything? Can you do that for me? Ask them a question. They're going to say yes. And then at the end, you'd be like, I am so thrilled to have you part of the team. You're a great asset, and we love that you're with the company. And you sweeten it up. They don't have time to register in their brain that you just gave them a constructive criticism, because they got 2 layers of good stuff and one yucky thing of cookie in the middle. Obviously, you can tell I don't like the cookie of an Oreo. So you have to share strategies for fostering open communication. You need to talk to your teams. They need to be able to tell you stuff, okay? You want to talk with them. You want them to share stuff with you that could be insightful to you. You want to bring them in sometimes on stuff, right? You want to make sure that they're not afraid to tell you their opinion. This is going to help build their trust in you as a leader, and that is huge. They will have your back if they trust you as a leader. So highlight their roles of leadership in setting the tone for a resilient organizational culture, right? You want to build tough employees. We know this job isn't easy, right? Tough employees who will deal with the shitty houses that no one likes to clean. We all have crappy houses that no one likes to clean, right? They will stop complaining when they get their house, right? And their attitude will change. You have to say to them, not all the houses are going to be easy like so and so's. Every once in a while I got to weave in a really difficult house. I appreciate you understanding this. Not every team is going to get that crappy house, right? You can't just give it to one team or whatever. So you got to make sure. So you have to make sure they understand stuff like that. So also what's really important is to celebrating small failures. Watch this. You want to encourage the celebration of a small failure as an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to try to not make the same mistake again. I'm going to give you an example. I have a team lead. She's been a team lead for about 4 months now. Went out with one of the girls that was a little bit newer. She was only 3 weeks in. Client was mad because she didn't think the shower was done. Okay, there was hair still in the shower, right? The girl that did the bathrooms both times was not my team lead, was not my great cleaner. She was the newer girl. She did it 1 week, then she did it 2 weeks later. Client canceled. She was mad. I couldn't save the account, right? So what did I do? Because Tanya is an amazing cleaner. She's an amazing team lead. Everyone adores her, right? But she didn't do her final walkthrough. So what did I do? Did I yell at her? No. A bi-weekly client's a bi-weekly client. I'm going to go out and get another one. I'm going to replace it. You see how I just have that attitude? I don't care, right? If she's not going to give us a little bit of grace because we're training someone new, I don't need her on the schedule. That's how I kind of look at things. So what did I do with Tanya? I encouraged the celebration of losing her first house. That's how I did it. I did it in front of everyone. I made a joke about it, right? I made it as an opportunity for her to get her stuff straight and make sure she doesn't forget her final walkthroughs. If she had done that final walkthrough, she would have seen the hair that was draped over the tub. She would have got it, right? She would have got it. So that's how I approached it. That made her a better leader. I didn't yell at her. I didn't get mad because we lost the, whatever it was. It was a small house, $300 a month income. I didn't get mad at her. That's part of what's going to happen. That's just how it is. You need to handle these little landmines that pop up here and there, right? So if we teach our teams to accept that a failed action has been done, we say, okay, how do we all learn from this so it doesn't happen again? That's the attitude you have to have, right? So you have to get to ground zero with your teams here. You don't yell at them. You don't make them feel bad, right? You have to use it as a tool to make them understand, hey, this didn't go so well, okay? How can we fix this going forward in other people's houses, okay? You always have to set your teams up for success, right? They want to be led. You need to show them how to lead. That was a teaching point, right? It was a teaching point. She's a phenomenal employee, phenomenal cleaner, phenomenal person. She messed up. She's human. Is she going to do that again? Probably not, because she was scared that she lost her first house, right? So if you do this, your employees are going to recognize this, and they will work hard for you because they feel that you've supported them even through the failure. Does this make sense? I'm going to check in. Does this all making sense with you? Okay, making sense. 10 minutes, yep. Oh, that was Katrina 10 minutes ago. Making sense. It's been a game changer. Everything's falling into place now. Yep. Totally. So this is how you gel your team, right? This is how you do it. You make them resilient and tough so they don't quit on you, so they can handle the job, right? They can handle the job. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. You guys are still with me. Okay. So they can handle the job. So is anyone here afraid to make moves? Right? Because you don't know which moves to make. If you're afraid to make moves, just type the word afraid. I want to see. I want to see how many people get nervous and get afraid, right? Because you're not alone. A lot of my clients have felt the same way before they took a leap of faith. They started working with me. They never looked back, right? So let's make January 2024 the month that everyone stops making excuses for themselves and starts making decisions that will change your cleaning business as you know it right now. So I have a few spots open in January for the Drop Them Up Accelerator program that's been helping so many people. I can't believe how many people are getting great results because they're learning how to drop their fears and start making moves. And that's all it is. You get stuck, you get paralyzed with, procrastination, you get frozen, and you need someone to push you, right? So what does the process look like? I start by booking a Zoom call, right? I like to meet everyone in person. It's a very personal way that I work with everyone. It's about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I ask you a bunch of questions. You tell me all about your business, see what specifically you're struggling with, and we decide together if the program is the right fit for you. Some people aren't ready. That's totally okay. Some people aren't ready for the commitment, right? It may be a timing thing. There may be too much going on in their life or whatever. I don't want to work with anyone that's not ready because you're not going to get the results, right? That's it. You have to be 100% in. You're going to be all in for this, right? It's a 6-month program. All I can tell you is the ladies that have joined are making unbelievable changes in their business. I just got a message from Sam, who is in Vermont. She started with me in end of May, all right? So she's been with me 7 months. She just finished the accelerator, the Drop Them Up accelerator, just crossed over into my mastermind program. Ready for this? These numbers? Ready for this? When we started working together, she was making $2,000 a month. She is now hitting $21,000 a month in 7 months. Here's the best thing. She's 5 months pregnant. She's doing it while pregnant. So none of you have any excuses. If you want to build your business, I got a pregnant, amazing woman building her business, hardly even cleaning, went from 2,000 to 21,000 in 7 months, and she's 5 months pregnant. You want to talk about a badass? Sam is a badass from Vermont, right? Yeah, she's originally a Massachusetts girl. But anyways, I just couldn't believe it when I saw that message the other day. So it's happening. If you're ready, I'm here. They're learning how to hire, how to attract high-paying clients, how to implement all the technology, leverage their time, and they're getting out of the field. They're not cleaning anymore, and that's what's important. So if you're ready, I'm ready for you, right? DM me, chat me, high-five me, whatever you need to do. We'll set up that Zoom. We'll get you going in the right direction. Afraid, yeah, it's normal. It's a normal thing. Not everyone wakes up and they're not afraid of anything, right? You have to work through the fear, okay? You guys have to work through the fear. That's what I tell you. Making sense. I feel it's easier to take over. What do you mean by that, Christine? I feel it's easier to take over. I'm not sure what that means. Hi, Rachel. I'm glad you joined us. I feel it's easier to take over. Let me know what you mean by that, because I'm not sure what you mean. If you're watching this on replay, oh, you feel like it's easier to clean yourself. Yeah. But the whole problem is you don't get the freedom. Then you're going to clean yourself, right? Right. Yep. So it's mastering people is what gives you your freedom. So the better you are with all the stuff I'm telling you, that's where you're going to get the freedom. Yep, I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. Until your body breaks down, right? Ooh, Fergus McMurrow into North Ireland. This is the first. I don't think I've ever had anyone on the call from North Ireland. Ooh, what time is it over there, Fergus? For me, I'm Eastern Standard. It's 5:30 p.m. Yeah, totally true. I'm not wrong. You know why? Because I one day couldn't get out of bed. And I was that I'm just gonna go clean everything myself person. I'm gonna do 5 houses a day and my body's gonna be able to handle it. No, my body did not handle that. And then I couldn't get out of bed one day and I said, you know what? I need to master this employee thing, or I'm not gonna have a business. Um, so yeah, so I am living proof that if you want this and you want the time freedom and you want the money, there is no other way than to learn how to manage people. And those are the people that get the freedom. 10:30 p.m. Oh, all right. It's 5:30, so you're 7 hours ahead of me, right? That's not too bad. If anyone is watching this on replay, I answer the comments. Type comments in there. And I hope you guys like this. I was really excited to do this one because I feel it's important because we go through the day to day and we just get stuck, and then you have a failure, then you have another one, then you have another one. And it's easy when you're running this business by yourself to get down on yourself. Mary and Nikki, I teach how to price correctly in your geographical area because we all need to do a little bit of research because every state's a little different. Well, I cover, so you can cover payroll expenses. I do. I teach how to cover payroll expenses. All kinds of tricks I have, Marion, in the program. All kinds of tricks. Ask Candace. Candace is an advocate. She recommends me sometimes, and I love her to death because she's doing amazing. So Candace will tell you. All right. Woo! Payroll. Yeah, everyone's got to pay taxes. If you're running a business, you got to pay taxes eventually, because if you don't, you eventually get caught. All right, ladies, have an amazing evening. If you're watching this on replay, make comments. I answer and I look the next day. All right, I will see you all soon. All right, have a good night. Bye.